2024 meeting of the Committee on Human Resources to order. I'd like to ask for a moment of silence, please. Okay, thank you. Next on the agenda is approval of the April 18th, 2024 minutes. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
All right, it's been moved and properly seconded to approve the April 18th, 2024 minutes. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
The ayes have it. Next on the agenda is old business, the compensation study updates and timelines.
I mentioned to Councilmember Tinkler that Kay is out this afternoon, so I am going to be going through our updates with you all. So I've got that one at the very end of our slides, if that's okay with you, and just go through the staffing updates initially, but I'll go ahead and share my screen.
Yeah. And without objection, if we can proceed that way, that would be fine.
Okay. So I'm sharing, and then okay. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so for our staffing updates, there's really not much change from last month to this month, which we're reporting off of the change from March to April. You'll notice there that fire is at 89%. It went down 1%. So that could be representative of one person with a change that slight. And then with police, they went up 1%. So to 90%. And we'll talk a little bit more about their staffing levels when we get to recruitment. Lindsay will give you an update about some hires we've had within the last few months and upcoming hires for those two departments. On the non-sworn side of things, we've got good news in that we've got more vacancies that were filled this month than created. So that is always good. We've got some offers in progress for some of these departments as well. We've got BFRC has a custodian coming on board, recreation. We've got part-time lifeguards, 2 golf cart attendants, police on the non-sworn side of things. Yes.
Heather, it looks like your slide is not moving from the very beginning.
Let's see.
And you may want to go to a slide view to make it a little bit bigger. Possibly.
There, can y'all see that?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so sorry, that's the police and fire update. So a change in percentage for each, fire down 1% and then police up 1%. And then on the non-sworn side of things, we have made some positive movement there in filling vacancies. So we've got, I was talking about the police vacancies there on the non-sworn side of things. We've got the Hispanic community coordinator position being filled, resource specialist, which I know they've been working on filling. That's a grant related position for some time now, and a police investigative assistant. Stormwater, we've had a lot of positive movement there with closing 3 vacancies. We've got 10 temps that are helping to staff our frontline employees there, and 3 offers in progress. So they're definitely moving in the right direction. They've onboarded a quality assurance assistant inspector and 2 heavy equipment operators since our last meeting. And looking at our turnover analysis of April through each year, on the sworn side of things, we are looking at fire going up a little bit compared to this time last year. Last year, they were at 1.12%. This year at 2.97%. We did have a firefighter separate due to relocation within the last month that accounts for some of that. And then with police, theirs went down compared to this time last year, 4.11%, going to 0.98%. Some of that is due to, I think, how we have calculated that and on the police side of things. And so they are definitely trending in the right direction. On the non-sworn, it's gone up slightly. So from 3.84% last year to 4.55 this time this year. You'll see on the next slide, though, that overall, based on our historical trend, we're still trending in a pretty good position from a turnover standpoint. So as far as history goes, our turnover is looking like it will be projected to be about 13.20% on the non-sworn side of things. That's the white line at the top there. The blue line, police, is looking like it a 3.09% turnover, and then fire an 8.06 turnover. Wanted also to give you an update on what's going on with Workday. We've just finished the end-to-end testing phase. So that's taking each process, testing it from the beginning to end, seeing what the payroll results look like, and signing off on the system configuration. So we were excited to pass this hurdle, and now we're moving into the next phase, which is building the parallel system. So that testing phase will begin on June 3rd. Right now, we're doing a lot of data validation and loading that into the new system. And looking at a projected go live date of September 14th for both HR and payroll. And the comp study, which we talked about as far as old business, and an update here, this just gives you a timeline to see what the process looks like and show you where we are within this phase. We had the department head interviews. Those were conducted in April since our last meeting, and those went really well. We sent out copies of job descriptions to all departments and asked them to give updates to CBIZ for their review. Everybody has completed that information, gotten that to our office, and we've gotten that to CBIZ to begin their analysis. So we are now in this blue phase, which you'll see kind of right here, May 17th, that'll go through July 12th. So CBIZ is working on job architecture framework. They're going to be doing the market analysis with external data, and then also looking at the benefits and compensation total rewards. So then we'll move into the design and pay structure phase, which will be late June to mid-July, comp analysis, which will be July, in the July timeframe, and the implementation analysis with a target of final results to come in sometime around July, August timeframe, hopefully in time to make some decisions from a budget standpoint. Any questions at this point about the comp study? And we are we're also meeting with them on a weekly basis. We have a Tuesday standing call to touch base with them and get any information they might need.
Thank you, Heather. That's great. I mean, all of that is, thank you for that, putting together that timeline. I think that really helps everyone understand and see what's coming, which is really exciting. Thanks.
Any other questions about the comp study or the staffing analysis? Move on to the last slide and let Lindsay cover the recruitment updates for us.
Sure thing. So still focusing on some of our high vacancy roles, working with parking enforcement. We do have one start in May thus far, continuing to work with their team to keep a pipeline of candidates moving. As Heather mentioned, stormwater maintenance, our frontline workers, we do have 10 agency temps in place to make sure that those roles stay filled during a critical time right now to get those drains filled or cleaned before hurricane season. Additionally, for Parks Department, keeping the grounds maintenance and the ballpark maintenance roles fulfilled with some agency temps to support while they are additionally recruiting for positions for those roles. This week, Kay and I went to Columbia to attend the Turn 90 Awards luncheon, and It's such a rewarding program. During the tenure that we've worked with them since 2015, we've put over 64 participants, to work here with the city of Charleston, that completed the program and moved on to new positions. We currently have retained 6 current employees in different variety of positions. Most recently onboarding 2 into public service. It was a really great eye-opening type experience to discuss how we can continue to grow the program with different departments and help the program continue to spread. So I was very grateful to be a part of that. We have our main summer orientation coming up in a few weeks, where we have a total of 112 positions that we do hire for seasonal hires. We had done the aquatics orientation mid-April, so this will be the remaining about 80 positions that will be all at one time. So it's a large undertaking, but we are tracking to have those positions filled, with only about 12 positions right now that departments are still recruiting for. We also additionally have a large firefighter class. About 45 hires is what they're targeting to be for July. And as Heather mentioned, we do have an uptick in some police officer classes, with 13 new hires between May and June at this time. Any questions about this information?
No questions. Just again, I mean, that's all wonderful news. And I'm sure that luncheon was a pretty spectacular thing to attend. And it's really great to hear that we have employees that went through that program still here with us. So thank you.
And it was fun to kind of look back at the statistics as Kay was getting prepared for that, and that we had that many, and that we also, of those 6, I think 4 had started out and been promoted with us as well. So it's been a great partnership, and we hope to continue it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, ladies.
Any other questions you all have at this time?
I don't think so. Carl, you want to round us out, or do you want me to?
If you're in a position, you can go ahead. I'm also in the car.
All right. Well, I believe if there isn't any other business or any other questions, I don't see any. So if there is no other business, I will just move to adjourn. And thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Have a great
Thank you.
afternoon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.